Welcome to tonight's premiere, where it's time to put on your best tuxedo, take your seats as the show is about to begin. It's the Robot Combat Awards 2019. The following show will contain spoilers from the year's competitions. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Robot Combat Awards 2019. Now, we've had many a show this year that has provided many a robot to fight, but only the best of the best will be awarded tonight. So without further ado, and my poetry is on form, let us move into the first category for this award show. BattleBots returned to us this year with the biggest field we had ever seen. The show was fantastic. The new format of 9 fights per episode was truly destructive, but we can only award a few winners, so without further ado, let us highlight who has been nominated for the Best Fight of BattleBots 2019. Cobalt vs Duck. Whiplash vs Son of Waiachi. Tombstone vs Gruff. Hypershock vs Huge. And the winner of this award goes to Cobalt vs Duck. This fight was a true spectacle, with Cobalt looking to win the fight. However, getting beached on the arena floor caused the upset and Duck took the victory. Duck managed to keep working throughout the fight, meaning that fight could go on so much longer and cause so much more destruction. Congratulations to them. A hearty congratulations to those two robots, and they will be celebrating long into the night, I am sure. But next, we move into our next award, which is for the Most Improved Robot in the 2019 season of BattleBots. The nominees are Witch Doctor, Death Roll, Hypershock, and Cobalt. And the winner, the Most Improved Robot in BattleBots 2019 is Death Roll. A very big congratulations to the Australian bot. They have done themselves very proud in 2019. One of the top 4 in BattleBots. Nothing to be sniffed at. Now we move into our next category, the Best Newcomer Award. This goes to a robot who has never competed in BattleBots before, and our nominees are Black Dragon, Quantum, Mammoth, and Uppercut. And the winner of Best Newcomer in 2019 is Black Dragon. A very big congratulations to them. They will be very happy with that, and much deserved as well, if I say so myself. We now move on to the Most Entertaining Robot. This is a robot that put on a good show every fight it was in. The nominees are Hypershock, Mammoth, Death Roll, and Ribot. And the winner is Death Roll. A surprise there, but they did literally bounce around the battle box for half of their fights and somehow recover and somehow go on to win. So that, if that's not entertainment, I don't know what is. Now we move into our next category, Biggest Rebuild Recognition Award. This is an award given to a team that the audience think deserve recognition for rebuilding their robots so much after getting so destroyed. Our nominees are
Sub-Zero after Cobalt, Duck after Cobalt, Monsoon after Hypershock, Ragnarok after almost every fight.
There can only be one winner here, and that winner is Sub-Zero after their fight with Cobalt. Yes, they got absolutely trashed and needed a full rebuild. They went on to a spare frame, I believe. So yes, a much deserved win there for Sub-Zero. And a very big congratulations for managing to get Sub-Zero back into the box and to actually win some fights after that as well. I didn't think it possible, but they proved me wrong. So there we are. The penultimate category for the BattleBots section is the most surprising win. Now this award goes to a fight that surprised the audience. Nobody saw it coming, and yet it happened. And that is why we love robot combat so much. The nominees for this award are
Ribot's win over Endgame, Tombstone's defeat at the hands of Rotator, Duck's win over Cobalt, and Kronos and Copperhead defying physics.
A hotly contested fight, this one, but there can only be one winner. I have the result. And the winner is Tombstone versus Rotator. A very tough battle, but one that Rotator were overly thrilled to win, and their celebrations at the end just showed how much it meant to them to take down Tombstone. What a win, and what a way to get an award. We move on to our final award for the BattleBots section, and this goes right through all of the major competitions of this evening. It's the John Reed Good Hit Award. This is going to a robot that put in an amazing hit at an opportune moment that came out of nowhere, but won them the match in the end. The nominees are
Minotaur on the arena wall yeeting Cobalt, Son of Waiachi ootering Copperhead, Witch Doctor turning Gigabyte into a UFO, and that box rush from Hypershock on Valkyrie.
And the winner of this award goes to Minotaur for their hit on Cobalt that sent them into the ceiling. This is a heavyweight robot we're talking about, flying upwards at colossal speed, and goodness knows what other science is going on in the background, but a fantastic hit, and I completely agree with the audience, one that's definitely deserving of the John Reed Good Hit Award. And that is it for our BattleBots awards for this year. We now move into Extreme Robots. Extreme Robots saw a format change for this year, where the robots were all put into big teams over the weekend. This means that there's more time for more robots and more action in the arena, as well as everybody getting the opportunity to shine for their team. Our first award, once again, is the Best Fight Award, and the nominations are
Aftershock and Deadbod versus Ignition and GBO Nemesis, Tough as Nails and Thunderchild against Thor and Kapow, Monsoon and Sandstorm versus GNASHER and GBO Nemesis, and Bullseye and GNASHER versus TR3 and Donald Thump.
Some terrific battles there, but there can only be one winner, and I have that winner here. It is Aftershock and Deadbod versus Ignition and GBO Nemesis, and that is a mouthful. What a fight. I got to see this one live in Colchester. I was so happy when the audience voted for this as well. What a fight. Aftershock taking out their teammate as well as GBO in spectacular form, and then the noise of Aftershock just scratching the floor as Ignition had flipped them over. Then to come back and win it all and Ignition be immobile. What an amazing fight. One that had the audience on their feet. One that had me jumping up and down. An amazing win and an amazing set of robots to earn this award. Well done for putting on such an amazing showing. Our next award is the Most Improved Robot at Extreme Robots 2019. Our nominations for this are
Deadbod, Weird Malice, DEADLOCK, and GNASHER.
And the winner, as voted by you, is DEADLOCK. Yes, DEADLOCK, my arch nemesis. I kid, of course. DEADLOCK had an amazing year on one hand, and on the other hand, they didn't. It took them a little while to hone in that machine, the legs or whatever, everything keeps sort of turning itself inside out with DEADLOCK, really, and it happened in our fight against them. But the grapple they got on Bullfrog deserved it for me. I'd not seen them pick up a robot so perfectly and turn them over, and that's how they beat us in the end. Yes, their whole body just went out of whack, but they managed to fix that later in the year and came back very strongly, taking on a fleet of spinners and getting sacrificed to a fleet of spinners, but then rebuilding once again to get back into the arena for Cheltenham. A superb win for DEADLOCK, much deserved. Well done. And now we move on to the Best Newcomer Award. 3 guesses, Bullfrog's not going to get this one. The nominations for this award, I didn't even nominate them, are
GBO Nemesis, SANDSTORM, BULLSEYE, and Smasher.
And the winner of this award, which surprised me really, is SANDSTORM. Yes, the pushing bot with the sort of front hinge flippery thing on top. It's 4-wheel drive, built by Ellis Ware, the team captain of Team Magnetar from Robot Wars. He took this machine to This Is Fighting Robots in China, brought it back over to the UK and fought with it at Robots Live Stevenage last year, brought it to Extreme Robots this year, and it did very well. Went in with the spinners and survived them most of the time. A hearty congratulations to SANDSTORM. It is an absolute beast and looks absolutely gorgeous, if I don't say so myself. We now move on to the Most Entertaining Robot. Now this award will go to a robot who put on the best show. Not just a team of robots for a fight. No, this robot constantly put on a good show. The nominations are
AFTERSHOCK, MONSOON, GABRIEL, and Two-Headed Death Flamingo.
And the winner for pure aggression and destruction is AFTERSHOCK. Who doesn't love to see a spinner tear up the competition? I'm imagining the competition don't like the spinner tearing them up. But hey, it's robot fighting, and that's what it's all about. A very big congratulations to AFTERSHOCK there. But now we must move on to the biggest rebuild, and I think AFTERSHOCK is mentioned a few times in this category, but not for the fact that they needed fixing. They caused a lot of this damage, so let's see which nominations belong to who.
MONSOON after AFTERSHOCK. Deadbod being team killed by AFTERSHOCK. Wormgear after AFTERSHOCK. And Beast after GALACTUS.
And the winner of this one is Wormgear, yes. A robot I never thought we'd see in the arena again after they were absolutely pulled apart, had their batteries splattered out across the floor of the arena. But yet they came back at the end of the year and they continue to fight heartily. They're building a new one, which I'm very much looking forward to seeing fighting live. Well done to Wormgear. A very deserved win, especially seeing as you were absolutely wrecked by AFTERSHOCK. I said we'd see them again, didn't I? We now move on to the Most Destructive Robot Award. Now there are several robots nominated here, but I think this is going to go one way. Let's see the nominations.
AFTERSHOCK, BULLSEYE, MONSOON, and GALACTUS.
And the winner, by a unanimous decision, is AFTERSHOCK. Yes, as I said before, they tore up the competition and very rightfully so earned this Most Destructive award. Well done to them. We now move on to the final award for the Extreme Robot section of the show, which is the John Reed Good Hit Award once again. And you know what this is all about, so I'm going to get straight into the nominations.
Aftershock's kill shot on Wormgear. Galactus takes out the CO2 bottle on Beast. MAGNETAR silences Aftershock. MONSOON mangles Tanshay. And BULLSEYE bullies TR3.
And the winner of the John Reed Good Hit Award goes to MAGNETAR for their KO shot on Aftershock in Colchester. Aftershock has been a bit of a brute this year, taking out robots left, right and centre, as I've alluded to in a few other awards here. But it was MAGNETAR who finally took them out, set them on fire, got them out of the arena by people carrying it out because it needed to be, put out. It was on fire. And that was all they wrote for Aftershock at Colchester. A fantastic win there for MAGNETAR, very much deserved. And that is it for our Extreme Robot section of the show. We now move into the Robots Live bit. Robots Live providing us with the FRA Heavyweight Championships every year in Stevenage. But not only that, they have two other shows this year, one in Burgess Hill and the other in Grantham. All of these shows were fantastic and all of them saw some key features, like, for example, Apollo fighting Vulcan. I think anybody who went to see Robots Live got to see that fight. So let's see which was the best fight.
Nominations are the Stevenage end of the show Rumble, Iron Ore 6 versus Eruption, the heavyweight final, Eruption versus Nuts versus Mega Mouse, Apollo versus Vulcan.
So the results are in, and the winning fight for this year's Robots Live is the Stevenage 10 Robot Rumble. This saw legends of the sport from all over the place. We had Nelly from BattleBots, Nuts from Robot Wars, even some live scene bots as well, just all thrown into the arena together, and to see what would happen. Apparently incredibly entertaining. I've yet to watch the full thing, but I look forward to watching it, seeing as you lot have voted it so highly. I can't wait to see it. Next, we have our most improved robot in the 2019 tour of Robots Live. The nominees are
Immersion, Nuts, Apocalypse, and Switch.
And the winner of this prestigious award is Immersion. Congratulations to them. I know for a fact that they are bringing a new version of Immersion to the live scene next year. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that. But for going so far into the competition at the FRA Heavies this year, they are very much deserving of this award. Now we move to the Best Newcomer. There were only 2 nominations for this, so let us check those out first.
Capers and Nelly the Ellibot.
And the winners, as voted by you, were Capers. Yes, Capers, a new team for Capers. Used to be Tom Lloyd, who did Jasper in BattleBots, among other things, including Bucky the Robot, and several other things as well. I forget their names, because they're so wild, random, and good fun. But they came back, Capers, with a new team behind the wheel, and they did incredibly well. They actually went to more than one event this year after buying it. Only, I believe it came off of sale just after RoboNerd. So there we are. Not very long to get the robot familiar. Took it to an arena, fought with it, did very well, and very deserving of this award. Next, the most entertaining robot at Robots Live. The nominees are
Nuts, Nelly the Ellibot, Switch, and Two-Headed Death Flamingo.
And the winners of this award our two-headed Death Flamingo. Yes, the pecky boy who's going to take your eyes, flap about, and just cause mayhem in the arena. We love to see it, especially when it wins. I think they took out Eruption at one point or something happened, Sam was telling me. I don't know, but whatever happened, this machine is just pure fun, and I love it for that. They added a new team member this year, Felix of Team Rev 4 in Bugglebots. He is now part of Team Two-Headed Death Flamingo, so I look forward to seeing him join that team in 2020. Well done to them. We next have the Best Driver Award. This was fiercely contested this year, and the nominees are
Eruption, Manta, Iron Ore 6, and Yoton.
The winner of the Best Driver Award might come as no surprise. It is Michael Oates and Eruption. Yes, Eruption took 2 of the 3 shows, unfortunately got ooted where it counted through the wall, which I'm still not sure how that happened, but there we are. Eruption, a very well driven robot, and anybody who thinks otherwise is a fool. Well done to Michael and well done to Eruption. We last have the most original design in Robots Live. These robots are all very different to the norm. We don't see a lot of these things about. They all look a bit different, a bit maybe left field, who knows? But let's see which one you have voted for.
Point Blank, Switch, Two-Headed Death Flamingo, and Nelly the Ellibot.
And the winner, clearing up at these awards, it's Two-Headed Death Flamingo once again. Yes, flappy, pecky boy. That's all I've got to say about Two-Headed Death Flamingo, because it is just so different to anything else that is on the live scene at the minute. Hearty congratulations to Joe, Sam, Craig and Felix for that one. Now we move into a programme that not many people maybe have watched, but it is King of Bots. So the first award we come to is the best fight of King of Bots. Now, there wasn't much fighting in King of Bots, I know, but just hold your horses, there was some. Now, a lot of people couldn't follow the format of King of Bots. Personally, once it was explained, it was fine for me. So if ever you want to give yourself some form of seizure, then do go and watch King of Bots, because the fighting is excellent most of the time. Some of it's just hilarious to watch. The nominees for the best fight, however, are these.
Vulcan vs Spectre, Drift vs Vulcan, Spectre and Cat King vs Rhino and Orby Blade, and Megabyte vs Medusa.
Winner of this award goes to Vulcan vs Spectre, 2 British robots going at it in China. One a crusher, one a blipper, one the champion of the first series of King of Bots, one effectively the champion of the first rebooted series of Robot Wars. These 2 titans put on an amazing show, and I implore you to go and find just that fight if you want to. Next, we have the most improved robot. The nominees are
Vulcan, Megabyte, Zayak, and 2 Barbecue.
And the winner of this award, by no surprise, goes to the robot that took the team all the way to victory. It was Vulcan. A big win for them, and a hearty congratulations. Next, we have the Best Newcomer Award. The nominees for this are
Rhino, Bullseye, Drift, and Orby Blade.
And the winner of this award goes to Drift, a very well-driven robot for a brand new competitor to Robot Combat. I believe he bought the machine off of Team Greedy Snake at some point during the year, and then fought with it all the way through to the final. A really good effort from the team captain of that team. I don't know what their names are, it's all in Chinese, please just give me this. Next we have the most entertaining robot award. The nominees are
Spectre, Black Rabbit, Rhino, and The Martian.
And the winner, and rightfully so I believe, is Spectre. Yes, a truly awesome machine. This thing crushes the life out of you, then pushes you all around the arena until such a point as you stop moving. And if you don't stop moving, you'd better believe he's back on top of you. Spectre caused some of the most fun fights in King of Bots for me. I just love the machine, I love it all. Yes please, more Spectre. Awesome. Next, we have our Best Driver Award, and the nominees for this one are
Vulcan, Spectre, Drift, and Boxing Champion.
And the winner of this one is also Spectre. Yes, best driver by miles for me. They grab hold, they put you wherever they want you. There is no getting free of Spectre unless you are Vulcan, in which case there is a way of getting free, and that is it. But anyway, an awesome robot, and one you really need to see in action if you haven't already. Spectre, best drivers and most entertaining robots there. So lastly, we have the most original design, and the nominees for this are and the winner of this award goes to Greedy Snake, who this year came with a brand new setup. I don't think I've ever seen it on another fighting robot. It has an arm that lifts like so. It can then pivot the head up and down as well, so it can do a little lift, it can do big lift, and it can also do a sort of front flip type thing. It is so versatile and so awesome, in fact, that I designed a robot based on that design, I'm going to say, though it is basically me just copying that design. And because it's just so cool. I absolutely love Greedy Snake in the Series 2 setup of King of Bots. So a big win for them. Hearty congratulations. And that is it for the King of Bots category. Lastly, we have some awards to give out for the lower weight classes. They often get overlooked, I feel. So this is an opportunity for me and for you to give some robots some love. First of all, the middleweights. We have our best performing robot. And the winner, and it probably won't come as a surprise to many, is You Little Ripper. This machine did so phenomenally well this year, flipping all the other middleweights about the arena, and just awesome. Awesome to see a tiny version of Ripper dominate the middleweight scene. For a bit anyway, until some others came along. Next we have the featherweights. These competed at both Extreme Robots and Robots Live, as well as at some other events like Robo Dojo and the like. And the winner of this one is Neon. Tore up all the other featherweights in the Extreme Robots arena. This machine is deadly. You do not want to mess with it. It is loud as well. You don't want to hear it, because if you hear it, it's too late. It's coming for you. Either that, or it's just shot itself across the arena. Entertaining, good fun, and tore up the competition. I think probably the most successful featherweight we've had on the Extreme Robot scene to date. Lastly, we have the Beetleweight section. Now for this one, I had to ask that there were no spoilers for the ending of BuggleBots, because obviously this series has not finished yet. And the winner of this award goes to a robot that most Beetleweight drivers fear. It is, of course, Daedalus. This thing is mean, it is awesome, and I think it might go a long way into BuggleBots. Either that, or it will die trying. A fantastic win for Cosmin and Daedalus. An amazing evening if you were a robot winner tonight. Now remember, there is no bad robot here. I love every robot in the robot community. That is why I love robot fighting, because there are no bad robots. There are opportunities for improvement with some. There are some that are just magnificent to look at, some that are magnificent to watch in action. Every robot in my books should be a winner tonight, and that is my final word on that. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the Robot Combat Awards this year, and we shall see you again next year, once again, for the Robot Combat Awards. I have been Jevon Woodrow, your host. Good night.